Welcome to A Radiantly Healthy Life, the podcast where we explore natural health and wellness just for women. Here, we'll dive into a mix of mindfulness, homeopathy, herbal remedies, functional medicine, and those tried and true traditional methods. I'm Amy Whitbeck, your host and fellow traveler on this journey toward better health. As a natural health coach, I'm excited to share insights and tips I've learned not only through personal experience, but also from the amazing women I coach. So grab your favorite cup of tea or cozy drink, and let's chat as we walk this path to radiant health and happiness. Hello. Welcome to A Radiantly Healthy Life podcast. I hope you're doing well, and I'm glad you're here today. So let me ask you a question. Are you looking for a natural homemade cough syrup that really works? Well, here are a few old-fashioned remedies that are super simple to make. These easy home remedies for cough and congestion are made with ingredients that you probably already have in your pantry, and most are safe for children. I will say, though, that honey is not recommended for children under 1 year of age, and there are a few recipes with honey. If you or someone you love has a cough that's irritating or really hangs on, try one of these homemade cough syrup recipes and you may just find relief. Now, before we really get into it, I want to put a little disclaimer in here that I'm not a doctor and I do not play one on my blog or my podcast. This information is from my personal experience and research that I've done. If you or someone you know has trouble breathing, please contact your healthcare professional. So let's get into it. Let's start with honey and lemon. It's an old-fashioned cough syrup recipe, and it's pretty delicious. This honey and lemon homemade old-fashioned cough syrup recipe takes just minutes to make, and it can help suppress those irritating coughs that just drive you crazy. While a cough in an otherwise healthy person can actually serve a purpose, anyone that's had a cough all night knows that sometimes you just need something so you can get a little rest. And that's where honey comes in. Mixing honey, lemon, water, and even a dash of cinnamon can help soothe the sore throat, reduce coughing, and improve sleep. And here's an interesting fact. In a study of children with upper respiratory infections, 2 teaspoons of honey at bedtime was just as effective as a common over-the-counter cough suppressant. So if you do a search for homemade cough syrup with honey and lemon or something similar, you're bound to find a number of recipe variations. I'm just going to give a basic honey and lemon cough syrup recipe, but if you want to add other ingredients, feel free. Start with the basics and then make the recipe your own. So to make a honey and lemon cough syrup, here's what you need. 3/4 of a cup of raw honey, a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil or your favorite healthy oil, 2 to 3 lemons, and you can increase or decrease according to your taste. What you need to do is add the honey, lemon, and olive oil in a small pot or saucepan. But you'll definitely want to heat this over very low heat and stirring often. You only want to heat it until it's thoroughly mixed, because if you heat raw honey, it can kill some of the beneficial enzymes in it. Remove the heat and let it cool. Pour your mixture into a jar with a lid and store your homemade cough syrup in the refrigerator. Take 1 tablespoon as needed, and you can warm it slightly at first just to make it a little bit easier. If you're interested in adding a little something extra to your honey and lemon homemade cough syrup, here's a few ideas. You could add 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, some ginger, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, or for adults only, not for kids, you could mix in 1 shot of whiskey. If you mix whiskey, honey, and lemon together, you can make a hot toddy. I don't know that that's super healthy. It's definitely an old homemade remedy. All of the spices that I have just mentioned have medicinal properties and could potentially add to the effectiveness of the recipe. I should note, though, that whiskey or hot toddies are an old-fashioned remedy for cold or flu, but alcohol can contribute to dehydration, interact with medication, and may lower the immune system. So if you choose the hot toddy route, you might want to stick to just one or try the non-alcoholic version. Not sure about taking honey and lemon as a cough syrup? Well, you can also use it to make a honey, lemon, and ginger tea recipe. The next cough syrup that we'll talk about is an onion cough syrup. If you're just jumping into the world of traditional remedies, this old cough syrup recipe might seem a little bit weird. I can promise you that it really does work, though. After coming down with a particularly nasty cold, I ended up with a cough that was driving me crazy. While I was at a doctor's appointment for something different, she noticed that I couldn't quit coughing and suggested this remedy. I went home, made it, and started taking it. To my absolute delight, it actually helped. So now I'm sharing it with you in hopes that it can bring you some relief sometime too. So here's what you need: 1 medium onion and raw honey. To make this recipe, you need to chop your onion and then in a glass jar, put the layer of onion on the bottom, add 1 to 2 teaspoons of honey on top of the onion layer, and then continue to alternate layers of onion and honey. The jar doesn't need to be filled though. Let the onion and honey sit for a few hours, and you'll see that it starts to get pretty watery, or much more watery than honey. Take a spoonful of this as needed for coughing. The third recipe that we have is pineapple juice. Pineapple juice alone can help with cough or congestion. It seems strange, doesn't it? But apparently the bromelain, which is an enzyme in pineapples, can aid in breaking up and expelling mucus, and it's been found to have anti-inflammatory properties. So here's another interesting fact. A pineapple juice mixture was found to be part of an effective treatment for tuberculosis. If you're interested in the recipe that was used in this tuberculosis study, here's what you need: 1 cup of pineapple juice, a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and 1.5 tablespoons of raw honey. You mix this well and drink 1/4 cup up to 3 times per day. Let's go over some of the health benefits of homemade cough syrup ingredients. If you're looking for the best cough syrup to stop this nagging coughing and you'd like to make your own, there are 3 great recipes that we just talked about that you can customize for your taste or individual health needs. But you may be wondering why these work. Let's take a look at a few of the main ingredients and their health benefits. Let's start with honey. Raw honey has been used for thousands of years, and it has many uses and benefits. It's a good source of antioxidants, has antibacterial and antifungal properties, helps to soothe and heal wounds, and is considered prebiotics and nourishes good bacteria in the gut. Ginger is our next ingredient, and it's amazing for cold and flu relief, digestive trouble, and overall health. It has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects that can help reduce inflammation, lower pain levels, and fight infections. The third ingredient is lemon, and lemons are a great source of vitamin C. They can help with digestive health, prevent oxidation, aid in hydration, provide some potassium, and it's great tasting. Next on our list is onion. Onions are not only delicious, but they're also packed with vitamins and minerals. They contain antioxidants, have antibacterial properties, and are high in vitamin C. And the last one is pineapple. Pineapples are high in vitamin C, rich in nutrients, can lower inflammation, boost the immune system, and aid in digestion. Not to mention, pineapple juice makes for a really tasty cough syrup, unlike some of the not-so-good store-bought options. So we'll move on to tips for making the best homemade cough syrup. The first tip I have is to start with fresh organic ingredients. Fresh organic ingredients will give you the best finished product without added chemicals or pesticides. If you're not able to buy organic, that's okay. Just buy some of the best quality that you can get your hands on. The second tip is to just say no to homemade cough syrups with essential oils. Now, this is really important. There are many recipes out there for cough syrups and other home remedies that call for essential oils, but please reconsider. Essential oils are not to be taken internally in most cases, and then only under strict supervision by a professional. And this is true for any brand. I know that there are some brands and representatives that claim internal use is fine because their brand is superior, but please don't believe this. I've consulted with more than one licensed professional about this subject, and all agree that ingestion is not generally recommended. Okay, the next tip is don't be afraid to experiment with ingredients. Is plain honey and lemon helping but not as much as you'd hoped? Add some ginger, cayenne, apple cider vinegar, or anything else that you would like to your homemade cough syrup. Maybe your stubborn cough needs a more powerful kick. So speaking of store-bought options, I thought I would include a few options that you can buy that are healthy alternatives to homemade cough syrup in case you don't have the ingredients to whip up your favorite recipe or you just don't feel like making your own. We've all been there. So the first one that we've tried and we liked was Maddie's cough syrup. It's certified organic and contains many of the ingredients in the recipes above. This syrup can help calm and soothe the sore throat and cough naturally and help boost the immune system. The second one is from Herbs for Kids. It's called Elder Tussin. And I know this is for kids, but in our family, we've all used the Herbs for Kids Elder Tussin, even the adults, and we found it to be quite helpful. Since this herbal cough syrup was formulated for kids, you know it's safe, gentle, yet effective. The only downside is if the whole family's taking it, you'll need to buy a few extra bottles because they're pretty little. And the third one on my list is Christopher's Herbal Cough Syrup. Christopher's Herbal Cough Syrup has kind of an outdated label, but don't make your decision based on that. We've tried a few products from this company and we're always pleased with them, and this is no exception. This herbal cough syrup contains wild-crafted herbs, no fillers or chemicals, and is a product that's been around for many, many years. Here's a few last thoughts about homemade cough syrup. When you have a cough, you need quick relief. But don't reach for the brands with fillers, preservatives, and chemicals. Try your hand at making these old-fashioned cough syrup recipes, just like Grandma used to make. They're easy, affordable, and you probably have most, if not all, of the ingredients in your pantry. So give these recipes a try and add a few more remedies to your natural medicine cabinet. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope this information on homemade cough syrup recipes was helpful, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever tried a homemade cough syrup recipe? If so, let me know. Be sure to email me, tag me on Facebook, or leave a comment on my blog post. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening today. Are you interested in diving deeper? Head over to aradiantlyhealthylife.com and be sure to sign up for my email list so you can stay up to date on what's new and gain access to exclusive tips, insights, and resources available only to my community. While you're there, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And if you like this episode, consider sharing it with a friend. Every share helps us reach more people and spread the message of health and wellness. I'll be back next week. But in the meantime, remember, small steps really do make a big difference. See you next time.